How's everybody doing? Some familiar faces. Good to see you guys.
Well, Coach, kind of same question I asked Coach Harley. What are some of the bigger strides you've seen since the last game to today over this offseason and first couple days of fall camp that you've been impressed with and that you'd like to do to build on?
Well, I think it starts when you look at the group we got coming back. I think we lined up there the first 2 days, and we only had really 2 new faces in the first 2 groups that weren't here in the spring. And I think the reps you get through the course of the spring, through the off season, through the meeting time, what those guys do through the summer in terms of their preparation from film study to just going out and throwing and catching on their own, all that stuff adds up. We're in a way different place in practice 1 and practice 2 in year 3 than we were in year 1. And that's encouraging. That's fun to see because then you can dive into the details even more, and you can take the level of teaching from teaching what to do and get into more how to do it, and then more importantly, get into why you're doing it and why we're calling this play, what we're trying to attack, and what the intentions are of the play call. So I think just the knowledge base is first and foremost, and I think the second thing that stands out is just they understand the culture and the expectations that Coach has in place. They understand what we're hunting, what we're preaching, what we're looking for in terms of style of play. When you turn on the video, we got a thing here that Coach says, just press play. What does the video say? And they're starting to understand that when we turn on the video, what's it supposed to look like? And it's starting to look like that more and more every day, and that's the fun part to see that process taking place.
Coach, for your offense, obviously you've got your quarterback room, and we'll kind of see how that shakes out. But the O-line, just like we just talked about on the defensive side, seeing that group come together, not just on the field but off the field, it seems like it's going to play a pretty big role moving forward, and obviously very important from a timing perspective for your offense, the way you like to call plays. Just kind of talk about the development of the O-line and how much more needs to happen between now and getting one with Oklahoma.
Well, football, as long as football has been, it's been a line of scrimmage game. The teams that are really good are good in the line of scrimmages, both offensive line and defensive line. And I think what you see is you got to have 5 guys all on the same page. You can have 4 guys doing things right, and you have 1 guy that's not, and it causes you issues. So just the continuity, the connection, the communication that takes place between those 5 guys, and then just the depth that you have to create, and you do that through competition. You do that through competition within the room. You do that through competition, servicing each other, offense versus defense. So it's been fun to see that room grow. Jacob Bear's a guy that he's running with the center right now. He's our communicator. That's where it starts. And when you got a guy that's playing that position with confidence, he obviously brings in a lot of game experience. You can see the level that he's getting everybody on the same page, and that's great to see. Now we got to continue to develop the depth of who's that next guy, who's the guy after that, and continuing to pile depth in that room because that'll service you through the whole season.
Coach, your running back room returns Snead, but you got some guys that are coming back and some new faces. How does that look going forward?
Well, in college football, injuries are a big part of, teams having success. And the more depth you can have, the more you can spread that ball around. Obviously Snead comes back. Love him, love his attitude, love where he's at mentally right now as he comes into camp. One of the guys that I would say has had one of the best off seasons on our team in terms of changing his body is Jacquez Cross. He's had a really good off season, so really excited about him. You add Zach Wallace to that room, and you start building some quality depth. And the great thing about it is when those guys are having success, what you're seeing is the other running backs are the first ones to celebrate with them. And it's not about my ball. It's about us. It's about we. It's about the team. It's about the brotherhood on offense. And when you got guys doing that for each other, it can make for a special group.
Obviously, you got some guys, Coach, that are competing for that quarterback spot. How have you seen just the competition between those guys kind of push each other?
Well, you say competition between each other. Really, the competition every day is with themselves. Because as soon as they start comparing what I did to what the next guy did, you start trying to do things that you shouldn't do. Every rep is different. And if they focus on where their feet should be, where their eyes should be, and they focus on their rep and just doing their job on their rep, that's all they can ask for. They can learn from each other. The great thing is we got a good group in there There's a lot of dialogue, there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of communication. They're competing every day. They're competing with themselves. They got to be the best version of themselves every day. And as we do that, you look at how they continue to grow. If you look at, the history of college football and you go 2 quarterback systems, right? 90% of the 2 quarterback systems fail because if one guy goes out and throws a touchdown, the next guy thinks, I got to throw a touchdown. And he starts pressing, starts trying to do something he shouldn't do. If they just focus on, hey, this is my drive, I'm playing. These are my reps in practice. All I got to do is focus on doing the best job I can with these reps and learn and grow from it, they're going to get better. And one of the things is when one guy's taking reps, the other guys are right behind him 15 yards back getting reps too. So if we got a 16-play period, we don't have enough reps to get every quarterback 16 plays. But they're going to get 16 plays because they're going to get the 4 they're in there. They're going to get the other 12 reps that they're standing behind watching, getting the mental reps. And we'd say turn the mental reps into a physical rep. See the signal, work the communication. Where are my eyes? Where's my first step? Where's my footwork? Because if you do something one time or you do something 100 times, when are you going to be better at it? You're going to be better at doing it 100 times. And it's not about getting ready. We say this, don't wait for your opportunity to get ready. Okay, because whether you're the first quarterback, you're the third quarterback, if you're the third quarterback in that room, you're 2 plays away from being the starter. You better prepare every day like you're going to be the starting quarterback. Don't wait for your opportunity to get ready. Prepare every day for your opportunity. And when it shows up, you'll take advantage of it.
Coach, what kind of a step forward do you want to see, and what kind of a step forward do you expect to see from your wide receiver room this fall?
Well, we got a lot of guys back. There's a veteran group there that's got a lot of playing experience. I would say the biggest thing is consistency. Consistency to show up each and every day, show up in your matchups, be able to win the one-on-one contested plays, and to be able to have that confidence. If teams are going to play us in man coverage, pick your poison. Which one are you going to? And that gives your quarterback a lot of confidence. When he gets in trouble, he knows, hey, I can count on this guy. I can go to him. He's one-on-one. If I put the ball in his area, he's going to go make the play for me. But just the consistency day in and day out. But I think what you're seeing is you're seeing the recruiting and the growth in that room. You add Corey Rucker back. You got Jeff Foreman coming back. Adam Jones has had 2 really good days, and I think he's had a phenomenal summer. I've been really impressed with him. You add Kamari Thompson, Courtney Jackson, Reagan Ely. You got some guys that have played a lot of football in there, and then we got some freshmen that are really talented. They're really talented, and right now they're drinking water through a fire hose because it's coming at them fast, and we're not slowing down our teaching. But you've got some guys in that room that as they continue to learn it and grow, you're going to see their talent continue to emerge, and you're going to see the depth in that room show up.
Coach, when it comes time to make a decision as far as who your first quarterback's going to be against Oklahoma, what are the factors that influence that decision the most?
Well, at the end of the day, I told our quarterbacks this in the first meeting we had. The number one job of the quarterback is to win. Plain and simple, is to win. What that looks like from game in and game out, that can change every week. It's whichever guy puts our team in best position to win each game. And if they do that, we'll be in great shape, So that's really the focus. There's a lot of things that can go into that. For us, just the details of the position, we talk about feet and eyes. If you're taking the right footwork, you got the proper timing with your feet, it gives you a chance. If you got your eyes in the right place and you're gathering the right information, it gives you a chance. And when you put those 2 things together, you can have a lot of success, especially with the weapons we got around the quarterbacks. And again, I go back to don't get caught up on trying to make the splash play. We're not looking for the splash. You got 10 other guys out there with you that are helping you. You can't do it by yourself. You got to rely on the guys next to you. Coach Jones talks about winning the double positive. Okay, the double positive, explosive plays and less turnovers. So if you think about it from a quarterback perspective, all he's got to do, just distribute the ball to my playmakers. Whether I throw a 5-yard ball in the flat or I throw a 50-yard ball downfield, we just got to get the ball to our playmakers. Let those guys go make the plays. But if you do that and you get in the ball out of your hand quick, you take pressure off your O-line. It makes everybody's job easier. So it goes back to the feet and eyes. We grade it every day.
I want to ask kind of your expectations for Randy Stevens. Obviously, he was having a really good freshman season. Got hurt, and it's kind of been a process for him to get back, and that feels pretty good.
Manny last year, I don't know if he ever felt quite himself. You know, he missed an entire offseason rehabbing, just trying to get back to be part of the team and try to help out. You know, this year he's had a full offseason where he's been able to really get after it in the weight room, you know, with the strength and conditioning program with Coach Jeff Jones down the weight room. So you see a different Manny Stevenson. I think his confidence is different. How he talks is different. His leadership in that room is different. And I think that'll translate to the play on the field. And he's got some young guys in there that he's helping to grow them and develop them, because he understands that we like to play with two tight ends. You know, we need to develop the depth in that room, and, you know, add an addition of Coach Grimes to our staff. I think he's done a phenomenal job of the culture in that room of teaching those guys the techniques in both the run and the pass game.
Coach, just how happy have you been with the depth across the board on offense compared to, previous seasons?
Pleased but never satisfied. You know, you like it, but you're always searching for more. I think you can never have enough. You know, you always are looking for one more old lineman that you can count on. You know, whether he's an inside guy or an outside guy. You're always looking for that next receiver that can step up. You know, you're always trying to develop depth in the quarterback room. So pleased but not satisfied. You know, we're 2 days in. We haven't put the pads on yet. There's still a lot of question marks on who we are as a football team. And I think you'll find out a lot more this next week.
I know Coach Jones is talking about maybe some of the fourth quarter struggles from last year. What have you emphasized this offseason to improve there?
Well, I think it's how you finish. It starts with a mindset. It starts with a mentality. You know, just if I go back to what we teach in the quarterback room every day, it's your ability to focus from the start of the meeting to the end of the meeting, from the start of practice to the end of practice. You know, and it's the mind. It's conditioning the mind every day. It's an emphasis in practice. We blow it up, and coach is like, hey, fourth quarter. It's the mentality of how we finish. More of it's mental than anything else. But it's talking about it on a daily basis, over and over again. It's encouraging him. It's showing him both the good and the bad and how we can fix it.
Anything else, Coach Heckendorf, guys? All right, thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it.